Continues in Shulchan Aruch Halacha Dalid, the ideas, the things that you could use for the menorah. Okay, Kol Hashmanim, all oils, Shedim Ner Hanukkah are motar. They are allowed to be used for lighting the menorah. Nevertheless, mitzvah min hamufchor, it is the most top of the line mitzvah to take shemen zayis, lakach shemen zayis, pure olive oil. To remember, and the same idea how it was in the base of Mikdash, it was shemen zayis zach, it was pure oil, shemen zayis. So it's at least use olive oil. And if you can't find it, the yivra, the sha'ar, shemen, sha'iri, zach, vanaki, eineda, so shayva, shagamke, einedam zach. Shulchan Aruch says over here, if you can't find shemen zayis, olive oil, you should try to find another type of oil, as long as the flame is nice, it burns nicely. And if you can't find that, you should use, he says over here, shayva, candles that are made out of wax. Rabbeinu Kosav and Alter Rebbe adds, it's better to use other oils. It's better to take another type of oil over, even if it's liquidy or whatever it may be, over a candle which is made out of fats or wax. It's better always to take some type of liquidy substance that will burn over a candle. And you should not have in this candle two wicks twined together. He says over here like this: every single candle should be separate, every wick should be separate in a candle for itself, in a cup for itself, and it should be separate. Why? Because if not, it already looks like he uses the lashon of a madura, which is a bonfire. It doesn't look nice. A candle, it's one, you know it's one, you see it, it's clear. Every single ner should be yechidi. He continues and he says you shouldn't take wax, anything that has something to do with avodah zara, something which is you're using avodah zara. I don't know if it's today you check up online to buy certain things if it has in it coming from some Christian place. I don't know, whatever it may be. If it was used for serving avodah zara, you have to be careful. From the mois, it's something which is disgusting. The same thing is called the same way all oils are mutter, they're allowed for Ner Chanukah. So he says all wicks are mutter for Ner Chanukah. It doesn't have to be kosher Pesach to use for your menorah. Mitzvah and Amuvchar is the most mohoder, the best way to do the lighting of the menorah. From which is cotton wool, cotton balls. You turn it cotton and you make it wicks. And you do not need new psilos, new wicks every night. You can use the first wick, and it's actually better. And I believe the previous Rebbe Rayatz, did do that. Use the psilo till it finishes, and then of course after Hanukkah you save everything and it goes into Shemus or the Pesach stuff or whatever it may be, because it is special, it is tar, it is holy stuff. Lacha, hey, imadlig mener shecheres kevon shehidlik boy laila echad nasa yasham. A cheres, a earthenware keli, already after the first night is considered a old keli. So stay away from cheres, stay away from any earthenware type of kalim. Ein madlikin boy balayla hasheni mishum the moist, because already at the second night it is something which is disgusting. Doesn't look good. You don't use it. It's not something mechobedik for the menorah. It's better to have some nice menorah made out of certain types of metals. And if it's possible, the time he has the money, he should go up a level to get a menorah which is made out of kesef, which is made out of silver. Minhag pashut midinaseno mahadrin min mahadrin. There's a pashut minig, very very self-obvious. Pashut is like it's an obvious mitzvah, which is mahadrin min mahadrin. Madlikin kol echad v'echad nei habayis b'layla rishena ner echad v'sheni shnei neres. Every single night we add a candle, we add light. We need to always add in lights. Every night we add a light. Each person in the house, not just one person, the father, which is being Yosef for the whole mishpacha. No, the idea here is that every single person lights his own menorah. Till the night light, the 8th night, we light 8 candles. You have to be careful. Candles should be in a designated place. There should be a hecker to be recognized. You should recognize that it's something which is Hanukkah menorah. It's not Shabbos candles. But it's also the idea of how many candles. Also, you could have a bunch of candles together, and you can't really recognize how many candles. So there's the place, and there's also the menorah itself. You could see you recognize the lights. There's 2 akadim here. The place where the mother lights her Shabbos candles, so the menorah is usually in a different place, and also the menorah itself. You could see that this is this menorah, that menorah. It should be in a certain system, certain way that it's recognized that it's my menorah, it's his menorah, even if it's a bunch of lights without an actual menorah holding it. But you should see, here's the first night 1 candle, and then yeshivas, places it's a little harder. Here's his menorah, etc. Halacha Zayin. Mitzvah ner Chanukah, the mitzvah of lighting the ner. Chanukah lahadlik b'Pesach hasamach l'Rosh Hashanah. The mitzvah here is to do it on the opening closest to the outside. The people should see it. Rosh Hashanah, to the public. Because of this idea of showing the public the nest that happened to the Yidden. That's what they did in the times of the Mishnah and the Gemara. Today, in our generation, we live between the other nations. We do it inside Shudar Boy, in the house that he lives in. And if he has a window to the outside, to Rosh Hashanah, you should light it by the window. And if not, you light it next to the opening. Mitzvah, and the mitzvah is the mitzvah here is to do it in a tefach closest to the opening of the door. I can explain in a second. The best idea here is to put it by the tefach closest to the door, to the mezuzah, the door opening. So it's best to put it a tefach closest to the door. Now, the mitzvah, which is in addition to that, it's better to do it in the actual doorpost, right across the mezuzah. Right across the mezuzah, you should set up a little small chair or something above 3 tefachim, less than 10 tefachim, somewhere between there, a person should put the menorah a tefach closest to the actual doorpost, somewhere between there, if it's possible. Of course, he shouldn't burn his house down. Put some silver foil something behind it. And the idea is that he is surrounded with mitzvahs. On the right side, there's mezuzah. On the left side, it's menorah. Question here is, if somebody doesn't have a mezuzah, seemingly he should put the mezuzah, the menorah, on the right side. That's what comes out over here. But the idea is that there's a menorah on the left, mezuzah on the right, so this surrounded with mitzvahs. So that's why it's best if it's actually inside the doorpost. The door doesn't close. The door doesn't close. If he has to close the door, he only has one door, so put it inside and close the door. Of course, you have to be careful that you open and close the door. It shouldn't take out the candles. Adkan halacha zayin.